Friends, I'm Amit Bhavure, working as assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department of KK Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nasik. Today we are going to learn two-dimensional geometric transformations. Now first thing, why we are going to learn these geometric transformations? So, all present day CAD systems are user friendly and are based on interactive computer graphics. Nowadays, the designer is in the position to enter the data in the form of commands, which is readily converted by the software and by the hardware into graphical form. Thus, the user can create drawings, modify it, like change orientation, scale, can zoom into finer details. All changes performed on the graphic image are done by changing the database of the original picture. These changes are called as transformations. In general, geometric transformations can be defined as the change done to the database by performing certain mathematical operations on it, so as to produce desired change in the image. In today's presentation, we are going to learn first of all basic transformations, which includes translation, rotation, and scaling. Then we are going to discuss homogeneous coordinates, which converts 2 by 2 matrices into 3 by 3 matrices. Then we are going to learn basic transformations in homogeneous coordinates, because these are very helpful for quick and efficient calculations, and it is desirable to express all transformations in the form of multiplication. That's why we are converting the basic transformations into homogeneous coordinates. Then we will discuss rotation about any arbitrary point or pivot point. Then scaling about any arbitrary point, and the last one we will discuss concatenation properties. The first of all we will discuss basic transformations. Now here, if you want to translate the point P to P dash, now first of all the point P is given, which is having coordinates x and y. If you want to translate the point P to P dash like this way, then after translating by some distance, that is along x dx, along y dy, so what is the new coordinates of P dash? So new coordinates P dash you will get from here, x dash equal to x is all coordinate of P plus translation distance along x, and y dash is equal to all coordinate of P point plus translation distance along y. Here you can see the new coordinates of P dash is all coordinates of P plus translation distance. Here one thing is important, we are adding the translation distances for finding the new coordinates of P point. The next one is rotation, that is also basic transformation. Now in rotation, if you want to rotate this point P about this origin O by an angle theta, from point P to P dash by an angle theta, you can see here, if you want to rotate point P by an angle theta to P dash, then after rotation the new coordinates of P point is x dash y dash. So if you are mathematically solving these things, you will get rotation matrix, that is cos theta. Theta is nothing but the rotation angle, then minus sin theta and cos theta. Here you can see this P point is already situated at an angle phi from the x-axis, but here we are only rotating this P point by an angle theta. That's why only theta comes in picture, not angle phi. So you will get again 2 by 2 matrix for the rotation. Here we are multiplying the all point coordinates with the rotation matrix. In translation, we are adding the translation distances. Scaling transformation applied to change the scale of entity. It alters the size of an object like this way. To achieve the scaling, the original coordinates of point P, that is x, y, will be multiplied uniformly by the scaling factor Sx and Sy. Scaling can be uniform or differential. It means non-uniform. It means the scaling factor Sx is not equal to Sy. It is called as a non-uniform scaling. If scaling factor along x is equal to scaling factor along y, that is called as uniform scaling. In scaling transformation also, we are multiplying the coordinates of point P with the scaling transformation matrix. Next, 3 by 3 matrix representation. So we can combine the multiplicative and translation terms for 2D transformations into a single matrix representation by expanding the 2 by 2 matrix into 3 by 3 matrices. This allows us to express all transformations equations as matrix multiplication. For that, we are going to use homogeneous coordinate systems. The various transformations considered so far, that is translation, rotation and scaling. In all of these, only translation is in the form of vector addition, whereas all other transformations are in the form of multiplications. Now, for quick and efficient calculations, it is desirable to express all transformations in the form of multiplication. Therefore, to convert a method of representing geometric transformations is by introducing homogeneous coordinate system. The use of homogeneous coordinate system is vital when there are multiplicative operations, which includes translation, which can also be represented by multiplication. We represent each coordinate Cartesian coordinate position with the homogeneous coordinate triple, that is x coordinate, y coordinate, and we are adding one new component, that is h terms. Now h be any non-zero terms where x is equal to xh upon h, y is yh upon h. Thus, a general homogeneous coordinate representation can also be written as h into x, h into y, and h. For 2D transformations, we choose h equal to 1. So we are going to discuss here 2D transformation. So we will choose h equal to 1. Each 2D position is represented with homogeneous coordinates like x, y, 1. Now, because of homogeneous coordinate systems, translation matrix will change from 2 by 2 to 3 by 3, and in 2D homogeneous coordinate systems, we are now multiplying the translation distances to the whole point P. It means we can multiply now with the all point coordinates because of homogeneous coordinate systems. Now Tx and Ty is the translation distances along x and along y. Then it's one small example. Given point P is given 1 and 2, then you want to translate that point Tx, point P by distance Tx 1 and Ty 2. What is the coordinates of point P? Please comment for this question. Then rotation matrix after homogeneous, it also comes 3 by 3. So here you will get cos theta minus sin theta and cos theta, and the last term gets added 0, 0, 1, and because of 1 it is called as homogeneous coordinate system. So here rotation matrix also gets multiplied with the all point coordinates. Scaling, again you will get 3 by 3 matrix. Now all these translations, scaling and rotation are multiplied with the all point coordinates. Now we are going to discuss rotation about any point. So whatever we have discussed so far, the rotation matrix that is given about the origin, about this point O. Now if you want to rotate this triangle about this given point, then the old rotation matrix does not work, because that matrix given is about the origin. If you want to rotate like this one, rotate this matrix about point. Now whatever matrices we have discussed, cos theta minus sin theta 0, sin theta, cos theta 0, 0, 0, 1, this is about the origin. However, many applications require rotations about any given specified point as shown in figure. This rotation about any arbitrary point can be achieved by the following sequence of operations. In that, the first step, translate the object such that the P1 point, a rotation point, coincides with the origin. Then rotate the object about the origin and then translate to back to its home position. Now here we can see this triangle is given. In this position, you want to rotate this triangle about this pivot point. So first of all, translate this P point from this point to origin, because we are having the rotation matrix about the origin. Then we can apply this translation matrix. Now here we are subtracting. So if you want to take this point at the origin, you have to subtract tx and subtract ty. So this point will come at the origin. Then we can rotate. So after translation, we will get this type of figure. Then rotate this triangle about this point by some given angle like this one. Then you will get rotation matrix, because we know rotation matrix about the origin. Again, you have to use inverse translation, because you want to rotate this triangle about first given position. So you have to use inverse translation. Now this figure again come back to its home position. That is called as inverse translation. For inverse translation, again we are adding distances tx and ty along x direction and along y direction respectively. So finally you will get rotation about any arbitrary point. If you want to write concatenated transformation CT, you will get, first of all we'll make the translation, the rotation and the inverse translation. Now here the sequence of operations is very important. If you want to write the CT for the general P1 point rotation, so whatever operations you are doing at the first, you have to write at the right side. Now here, first of all we will doing translation, then followed by you have to go from right to left, then followed by rotation, and then followed by inverse translation. Then you will get this type of CT. The next one, scaling about any point in a similar fashion. What we have discussed, scaling transformation, it is also about the origin. Now scaling transformation alters the size of an object. Now scaling transformation can increase the size of an triangle or can also reduce the size of an triangle about this pivot point. Now scaling about the origin can be achieved by Let we know these things now. Sx and sy, these are scaling factors. Now scaling about any arbitrary point. This point can be achieved by the following sequence of operations. Now here, first of all, translate that pivot point at the origin. That means you have to translate like this way. Then after translation about the origin, we can use the scale about the origin, so we can enlarge or reduce the size of a triangle about this origin. Again, the last one, inverse translation. It means translate the object so that pivot point is returned to its original position. Again, this triangle come back to its home position. That is nothing but inverse translation. It means again this triangle will come at its home position. And these are final answers. That is general fixed point scaling. So graphically, first of all, translate this pivot point at the origin. You will get this type of triangle. After translation, you can apply this translation matrix, then followed by scaling, because you are enlarging or reducing the size of triangle about this origin. We can apply scaling matrix, and then again you can use inverse translation, come back to its home position. You can apply inverse translation matrix. CT, the first of all we are doing translation. We can write it on the right side, followed by scaling on the left side, and then followed by inverse translation. We'll get CT. Now here, some properties are very important. That is nothing but concatenation properties, because many a times it becomes necessary to combine the aforementioned individual transformations in order to achieve the required results. In such cases, care should be taken that order of matrix multiplication can be done in the same way as that of transformations. There are some rules for the concatenation properties. Matrix A into B into C, we can multiply the associative. It means we can make A into B, we'll get one new matrix, then it can multiply with the C matrix, or we can first of all multiply B into C matrix, we will get new matrix, that is D, and then A matrix can be multiplied with the D matrix. And the last one, transformation product is not commutative. It means A into B matrix is not equal to B into A matrix. In next video, we are going to learn other transformations other than translation, rotation and scaling. It means we will discuss reflection and shear, and then we will discuss reflection about any axis, that is y equal to mx plus c. This is one homework for you. So whatever we have discussed so far, the numerical on that. The vertices of triangle are situated at points 1530, 2535 and 545. The x and y coordinate of this triangle are given. We have to find the coordinates of vertices if the triangle is first rotated 10° counterclockwise direction about the origin and then scale to twice its size. Please find out the answer and post it. Thank you. If you are having any doubt, please post